Hello and welcome to the online event SAP S4HANA Get Ready for Azure, hosted by T-Systems International.
As Daniela already said, my name is Markus Flor, and I'm the program and portfolio lead for S4HANA migrations, responsible for this area. Together with my colleague Thomas, we would like to give you an introduction into our S4HANA migration scenarios. We want to show you a quick overview about the SNP Crystal Bridge assessment, yeah, this is what we have prepared for the next around 45 minutes for you, and then I think we have enough time for your questions as well. So let me start with one slide, and I think this is very important for us. So it's I've integrated it in the presentation this morning because our CEO at T-Systems, Adel, he posted this on LinkedIn and other social media communities. So we are very proud that we have extended the contracts with Shell, Heineken, and Deutsche Post DHL. Maybe you have already heard about this. Yeah, it's all about trust. So these companies are trusting us that we manage their SAP landscape, their full SAP landscape at Shell and Heineken, from T-Systems, from our private cloud, and also from the public cloud. So we have the first projects here at these companies testing the public cloud, and they trust us. And these are not the only 3 companies we have in our data center. Believe me, we have 650 plus customers globally who have their SAP landscape in our private cloud, or we are managing their SAP systems. Doesn't matter if it's in the private cloud, on-premise, or in the public cloud. So, and with these 650 customers, we have seen all scenarios of SAP transformation over the last 20 years, and especially in the last 10 years. That's the time with the partnership with SNP we have together. And yeah, we have done a lot of transformation projects with these customers, and also with SNP software. And this is what we want to tell you today, why we work so closely with SNP and why we are the partner with 10 years experience together. And this is why we work together, because we believe T-Systems and SNP in a software-based SAP transformation approach. So we believe in using a standard software, a proven standard software like Crystal Bridge, and we believe in, we do not believe in moving data and migrating data with Excel or other tools. So we believe in a standard software. That's the reason why we work together. And how do we work together? So SNP is delivering this software. So since 10 years plus, formerly known as Transformation Backbone, now known as Crystal Bridge, SNP has a lot of experience in selective data migration. And together with our specialized service offerings from T-Systems, we bring you or your SAP landscape into a future-ready status. Doesn't matter if you already think about moving to Azure. Doesn't matter if you think about migrating to S4HANA. Doesn't matter if you're thinking about harmonization of your SAP landscapes. These are the things we can do with the SNP software, and we can deliver this very quickly. And cheaper than any or with a lower price than anything else. So let me show you the what we are doing. So we are able, with the SNP Crystal Bridge software, to reduce the project cost by 32%. We are able to reduce the ERP downtime by 73%, and this is very important from a cost perspective. And also we are able to lower the project risk. So how do we do this? Very, very quickly, we reduce the project cost by 32% because we can combine multiple SAP projects into one. So for example, you are running your SAP landscape on a release which is not ready to migrate to S4HANA. You still have an Oracle database or SQL Server. You still have no Unicode in place, or you have to implement UGL. These are the things, this is project by project, and we are able, with Crystal Bridge software and our services, to put all these projects into one project, so that you have only one downtime for the preparation, and that you have that you set up only one project and not 3 or 4 in a row. So this is a really advantage we have here. And I said we have only one downtime. Reduce the ERP downtime by 73%. So there are two things very important. One thing is what I mentioned before, combining multiple projects into one. The second thing is the near zero downtime approach. So the near zero downtime approach with Crystal Bridge is very, very good in that way, because we can reduce the downtime. And if you have a huge SAP database, so I'm talking about 10, 15 terabyte, and a very small downtime window, so I'm thinking about 12 to 24 hours. So we are able, with this near zero downtime approach, we are able to fit exactly in your downtime window and to migrate your SAP system in exactly the time you have for your you have planned your downtime. And this is exactly what we can do and what we can reach together in this with the SNP approach. And in all projects we are doing, and this is very important, the source systems, your production system right now, this production system is unchanged. So we build up a new system in your new environment, doesn't matter if it's cloud or on-premise, but the source system is unchanged. And if we run into trouble during a cut-over weekend, when we migrate the data from the source to the target system, doesn't matter which problem it is, we have 10 to 12 hours more time, because we do not have to restore the your production system. It's unchanged. We shut it down during the cutover weekend, and if we run into trouble, we can put it on immediately, and you have your system available. This reduces the project risk tremendously and gives us a lot of time during this migration. Maybe you have seen some other SNP presentations with T-Systems before. I love this photo, to be honest. So there's, it's so colorful. And yeah, it was taken before COVID-19 came up. It was on the Sapphire in Orlando in 2019, in May, June 2019. And yeah, this shows the power we have together here with SNP and T-Systems. And this is really great. And it shows a lot of colors. And I want to talk a little bit at the beginning about colors and about S4HANA transformation. You all know, and you have heard about, and maybe you have discussed it already in your companies. There's the brownfield approach, bluefield approach, greenfield approach, and a lot of arguments for one of these approaches, for one color, or a lot of arguments against an approach. What we do at T-Systems, we are watching very, very carefully your SAP landscape, and we are putting a magenta layer about all these colors, and we will try to put ourselves in your shoes and discuss together with you what is the best approach for your S4HANA migration. Is it the bluefield approach because you want to have some parts of your data in your new environment? Is it the greenfield approach, for example, that you say, okay, I want to restart my business, and we have done a lot of greenfield implementation at T-Systems already with S4, and you want to do this greenfield approach, and yeah, we can help you by we call it smart greenfield, that you copy some kind of data out of your existing R3 system into your new S4HANA system based on a greenfield approach. So there are a lot of things we can do together, and we want to discuss with you together. We are not coming to you and say Bluefield is the best, Brownfield is the best, or maybe Greenfield and forget the rest. This is what we don't do. We want to work with you together, and what you see here in this webinar today is also the facts, how we can create the facts for you to make a decision which approach is the best. And I think this is very important. In my what statement, I talked about these 32% project cost we can reduce, and everything is based on the analysis. And my colleague Thomas will show you in a minute how this analyze process will go, and with a crystal bridge assessment. And this is very important. So we are looking for all the facts, we are looking for all the details in your systems from a technical perspective, from a data perspective. We do not see what kind of data do you have, but we see the structure of your data, and this is what we analyze in detail to find the right approach, to find the right way to S4HANA. And also, if you want to go into the cloud, or you want to make a step into the Microsoft Azure cloud, we will show you how easily you can size the Azure your Azure area you need for your SAP system. And this is a very cool thing. Thomas will demonstrate in a minute. But maybe you do not think about an S4 migration now. You think, hey, maybe I have to reduce my landscape a little bit. So I've got so much SAP systems running, and I want to reduce the number of SAP systems, or I want to harmonize, or first I want to go to the cloud. I want to have a move scenario into the Microsoft Azure or AWS cloud, and before I go to S4HANA. Exactly what we are showing you today. This you can use. We have the same approach if you want to make a merge of your SAP landscape, or you want to split some parts or carve out some parts of your SAP landscape. You want to move to the cloud, you want to harmonize. It's exactly the same, and we are using exactly the same tool from SMP, the Crystal Bridge tool, to do exactly these kind of transformations for your SAP system. So it's very important to go into a discussion with us. We have an area at T-Systems which is called Value Consulting, and Value Consulting goes exactly through these areas. So we do the analyzation together. You see here on the left, we do the analyzation, and we define a roadmap together. What is the best way to your future ready status you want to be? Maybe it's the jump to S4HANA. Maybe it's the move to the cloud. We can consult you here. We can give recommendations. We can give a lot of experience out of our 650 plus customers we have already, and we are working with. This is the analyze part, and Crystal Bridge assessment is here very, very important for this. And then if you say, okay, this is the right way, we go into the transformation. We use the Crystal Bridge modules to define the migration rules. How will the data be moved from your source system, from your actual production system, into the new environment you're building up? And this is where we can already use some parts from the roadmap phase, from the analyze phase, because you can define the first steps, the first migration rules in the analyze phase, and you can move it and take it over to the transformation phase. When we do the final transformation, at the end we verify this. So this is our approach, how we bring your SAP landscape into a future ready status. Doesn't matter if it's cloud, S4, or just a harmonization project in your environment. So let's go into the details and let's see how this Crystal Bridge assessment is working and what are we doing. And I would like to hand over to my colleague Thomas Giedek. Yeah, please show us your demo about the Crystal Bridge. I'm curious, very curious.
Yes, hello from my side. I will switch shortly. My webcam on and then off again. I hope you see the right screen now with the Crystal Bridge.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, welcome. We have at least 30 minutes for this short live demo. The Crystal Bridge, we have created a T-Systems demo here for you to show something and at least also to show the ability, the new capabilities of taking a look how this landscape, which you see here on the worldwide map, could be moved also to Azure Cloud. But let us just start with that. This is the complete landscape with different colors. That means this is what is in the system, in the ERP system, all customizing with different areas, different locations and company codes and so on. You see everything now. If I click here, this is just the second one, which is where you see only companies where something is happening in the system. That means used. These companies are used in the IT system. And you can also do something here, like a selection. If you only want to look at the European countries, this is it. We will take the selection afterwards. But firstly, let me show you how this Crystal Bridge analysis normally starts. That is a screen which gives you some general recommendations. You have to wait a second, sorry. So the system has been analyzed and you get the major topics here. That means the system scan, which is a report on the ERP system, found something. It found that you are already using the new general ledger, that the new asset management is not in use at the moment. So there is a recommendation based on SAP recommendations, what is happening, what is needed, and what can be done. These are at least some business recommendations, also the sub-business partners. That means the customer vendor integration is not used at the moment. So the recommendation is to early start a project thinking about the business partners. That means the customer and vendor integration. Solution manager, you see the green mark here is in use, so that's fine. And you get also some interesting information about your transactions and programs. Here about custom programs. That is the first one we also take a look normally. You see here there are a lot of custom programs, that means Z and Y programs in the system, for more than 4,000, and in use only 268. That's not much. So there's a lot of potential on the way to S4HANA. You can use this potential by maybe not transferring all your old programs. So this is one of the indicators in the recommendation. Take a look at this. A lot of potential with old reports not needed anymore. Some technical things about NetWeaver. You know that there are some prerequisites for moving to S4HANA. Some of them, one of them is also the NetWeaver application version. I know that there are also tools doing it from older versions, but it's still recommended to look at the version of the NetWeaver. And last but not least, the database here. The system found a database for our demo system where you have only minor than 10% left as space. So this is 90% of usage of used database size is much too high. Yeah? So there's a thing you should look at, and we will look at in our studies and our recommendations. So that's our analysis always starts with these recommendations. So just a short look, what has been analyzed here, this is the system. We analyzed one client. You see here there are a lot of clients on the system. And you see also the statistics which have been used. Yeah? So normally you are using the ST03N statistics. So, but what range of time is used, what point of time, which duration, this is all has been documented here. But nevertheless, let's go into the enterprise structure again, the company locations, which is always the start. Showing used only, I want to go into the selection here, but you see this on the next one. The system is looking at the organizational structure, and this is quite a funny picture. But if you take a deeper look, let's say the selection which we have done on the world map, you see that it makes better. You can better use this picture. So, as an example for Europe, you can click this on, and you see the controlling area, the company codes, maybe the Germany one here, and you see the structure for that. You see there are a lot of companies, a lot of plants, and some sales and some purchasing organizations connected to this. And you can use this to take a look if the organizational structure is okay, or if there is anything which could not be useful for the move to S4HANA. But normally, you take a look by using these applications. Next one would be the usage. Just wait a second. You see here, which is interesting. You see that there's a lot of potential. There are some plans which are not in use, but no transactions, but there is material in the plant, and also the used ones. You can also select here one interesting thing. This is related to the move to S4HANA. We see now the organizational structure or the plants, companies, and controlling areas based on this time pattern. So you might take a look for cutoff that you only want to migrate everything after 2000. So there are some purchasing organizations where there is no booking in the past. You can also take a look. Maybe you'd say, okay, I just want to use, I don't know, since 2015. Then you could leave all this behind. Yeah, this is quite an interesting thing to plan a transformation and to think about archiving, or we call it also historization. So this is a lot of data which is not needed anymore. Quite an interesting thing to look at. Purchasing organizational analysis. Deals with purchasing organization. This is a lot of thing here. Big picture. Just don't be scared about that. But you can also, I just want to show it, you can also click into details here. My system is not working. You can also click into details here and make a filter. So that's how the whole system is running, and you see this is only the central purchasing organization connected to some Spain areas. So a lot of things about the structure, which is important for the move to S4HANA. And this is the model usage. So we come now from the structure, the built structure in the ERP system, to the application based on what the scan program has found in the system. And this is interesting if you want to prepare or go for your business process and business processes and workshops on that. Firstly, here you can take a look. This is in statistics. What is in standard? You see here, there's only 11%. The rest is not counted. So you see the difference between custom settings in the modules or standard settings, or maybe not really completely correctly assigned settings. Yeah? You also see here what custom is not that much, but there is a lot of data which is based on that tables and that programs. You see here the models, the classic models which are active. And this is based on this part here. And you see here, if you want to take a more deeper look, let me see an example where we have everything maybe for the project system. the system is showing you, okay, there are transactions in use, there are application tables which are filled, not that much here, and there's customizing. And so this is the reason the system found entries. This is the reason why it says, okay, the information system for the project system is in use. This is one where you could check, where you could go into deeper analysis to have a good basis for the transformation and to know what is needed for the transformation, what to put in, what is not really correctly assigned or maybe correctly built up in the system. Next one is the customizing based on the prominent models. I will just give you one example, maybe for the Mara. Here you can take a look. As an example, these are material types, and you see here all material types and the usage of them. So the most famous material types, the four here, these are standard material types. There could be also one, this is one Z count here. So this is a new one, and you can take a look if the system is using maybe something which is not in use here, so it's not needed. If it's Z, this would be an example, ZPCT. This is really set up, customized, but not needed, not in use. Here you can take a look what is the most important thing and what not. Based on that, you can make some decisions on the processes, on the new processes also in the system. Just a short one, the custom development objects, so Z programs or different things, and also an interesting picture here, but you can reduce this because this is everything and this is only the objects in use. And if you need an example here, you can, for QM, come here. The systems can also show you the list of the objects which have been found. You see some Z objects for the QM. And all of these informations can also be downloaded at every time, but not at the moment. But you can see, you can go into detail and everything. So based on this structure, you see also again the means of customization and the usage, especially. You see here a lot of these programs are not in use, and you see it also if you just click to the unused. This is the big one, and the used is only a subset, a small subset of it. So we all use everything based on that. We can give a good idea about the running system, and this is the basis for the plan how to get to the target architecture of S4HANA. The usage matrix here, this is the data information, and what is interesting here, if you think about only selecting specific data, so for this is an area in the accounting area, the accounting document header. You see the documents categorized in years. So if you think about just you want to start only at 2004, and you apply the selection, then you will get only these yellow ones, and you can put these details in your, let's say, data set for the migration. So you can easily select here the years where you want to migrate or not, and you see what is in. Next one is just also short. This is only showing you the big tables. It's valid for the standard tables, and the same is valid also for the Z and Y tables. This is an overview where you just take a look. Okay, this is the S&P, this is a report here, but you have also some Z tables here which are filled. Based on that, you can go into detail and take a look what are the top 10 big tables where you need to take care about. Let's go to another one, to system metrics. System metrics, that means performance and also customization, a bit of runtime information from the report. But the most important thing is a bit here, just to show you. This is a example of the performance. That means in the model HR, you have a lot of executions, and you're under average of the averaged response time. So response time is quite well. That's fine for all. The unknown here, we should take a deeper look, is above average. So that means there might be a problem in the transaction. Might be a Z program which is running through the database or something like that. This is just a hint where to look at your customization settings. And this is a program which is needed, and you need to optimize this. The same per transaction, but let me just not show you that. This is the same area. It's not based on model, it's then based on the transactions. The technical environment, one interesting thing always for auditors is the users. And you see here an overview about the users, and especially I like it, the sub-all, yeah? How many users with the famous sub-all authorization are in the system. And if they are, let's say, maybe a service user where it is okay, or different thing like a communication user from interfaces, or for dialogue users, it should not be like it is here. Yeah? It's there are too many users with sub-all. You get a quite interesting diagram here. You can also make a download to take a look what users are that. To change it, especially for the move to S4HANA, this is interesting to take a look at the authorization concept and the user roles and activities. Good transport landscape is just to show you from the classical, from development to test area to the production, how this works. Here it is quite clear. You have some areas going to this DCO system. The system connectivity, we will see this later because this is important for the Azure part, and I will show it to you later, but this is the connectivity. That means this is the architecture of the service based on the database. Good. There's one thing I shortly wanted to show you is the interface discovery part. This is also a demo for us. This is quite new, and this comes with an additional reporting. And it shows you a good overview about all interfaces related to the ERP system. So this starts, 1 second. So you get a lot of information on, you see here how many systems are connected, how many connections, what kind of connections, you see that here. And you also get some graphs. Is it a PI? Is it an RFC connection, IDA connection, and so on. So a lot of interesting things here where you can look at, and you can get a good overview about the real interface area, interface structure of your system. Because what is moving? How many calls do you have? How are they structured? What is the top 5 with data here? Sender, receiver. So you can take a deeper look on all these informations to get an overview. And this is the graphics here, just an example for ERP interfaces. These are all interfaces you see, which are running to the logistic partners or to customers. And you see, you can take a deeper look then, what is this interface that is running smoothly? Are there any interfaces I never heard about this? I believe this is a good one to get a real view and a correct view on your interface landscape. So for the topology, with the different graphics here based on the ERP system, you see that Seeburger is connected and different systems as well. But anyhow, this is quite interesting to get a good look, a good overview on your current landscape. So the next one, especially for the future, and we all love to use this, is the S4 assessment. The S4 assessment is based on also the scan of the systems, and you see here, this is the whole amount of simplification items to go to S4HANA. You can choose the version of S4HANA as a target release, and you can here see the number of modules affected based on the scan of your system, and you see here in which business area, that means for material management or for financial or for EH&S. So you see everything which is related to your business. You can also see manual check the relevant one and the not relevant, and you can select them. Okay, the not relevant is not a good idea, but all others. So if you only think about the relevant simplification items, this is different. Now only 262, only 27 modules. And then you see the list of simplification items related to that. So the relevant simplification items, you can take a look here. Everything, based on master data, sub Ariba, cross topics. And there's also a link. And I hope my user is still logged on. Yes, my user is logged on. And you get directly to the SAP subnode database and can take a deeper look into the subnode. I like this very much because I get a good overview. I can go into detail if I want to go into detail, and I can go back and take a look at the next one if needed. And I can also take a look here based on the list I can put on. So for simplification items, you can also select. You can also do that, something like that. Only the material management, only used and manual to be checked manual. You get a subset only for, you see here, simplifications items for that, and the numbers also change. So the work packages can be easily defined for the move to S4HANA based on the simplifications. Next one is talking about Fiori. Fiori as one very good example to not only to move to S4HANA because of the end of the support, but also to move to S4HANA because of the value. The value comes also from the Fiori, from the new work with Fiori apps. The same is here, same statistics based maybe on material management and different things, reports and transactions. And you also get, now I have to select something here. You also get an idea about the Fioris here, which are possible. If I go here, maybe I take this one. The system is pushing me directly to the SAP Fiori Applications Lab database, and I can take a look at the Fiori of everything. I can also look at how does it look. It helps a lot if we talk about business, about the new Fioris, how they look like. So we can go here, we can show them. There are also some click tutorials, how they work. So this helps a lot also in the project and gives you a lot of information which Fioris could be useful or not. So we love to use this functionality, and you get back, you can select again. You see here for the MM also detailization with different categories. So this is quite good to work with. Next one, the add-ons. Just a short one. This is only a list, but an interesting list it comes. Where you can take a look, where you can take a deeper look, which add-ons are in your systems, what are the owners from SAP or from different companies, SAP SI, SAP Deutschland. So a lot of add-ons you have to take a look about. You need to check whether they are suitable, whether they have a confirmation for S4HANA and so on. So coming to the most important thing now, last but not least, but it's the newest one here. This is the provisioning planning to move your application, which has been scanned. That means the ERP system into a HANA cloud, into the Azure cloud. And you see here, this is based on some default parameters. The system found the 537 gig database size. You can change this. Yeah, you can also go to 4.5 tera and so on. You can check. You can change a lot of things, and you get a recommendation of the Azure landscape. And you see here also some pricing. Pricing is standard priced. This is aligned with Microsoft. And I want to adjust when you can also make a configuration. We have the month pricing here for a 3-year subscription, and I want to change the area, the cloud region, to Europe. We are now in US. Just as an example, you go to Europe West, and the pricing will change a bit. Yeah, and you can also easily change this, make your selection about the medium or a large, more better or bigger environment, and you get this information. You can also make a comparison. You see also the parameters here. So you see the current landscape is here. This is just and you see the pricing with the subscription model based on the recommendations. So this is quite flexible. You can make a lot of simulations based on what systems has been found. You can generate a PDF on that, and you can also, this button here, you can also make the next step or prepare the next step. That means the Azure deployment. They will get a bill of material, what needs to be done, what needs to be taken into account to get this Azure deployment done. So I believe this is quite a really good new feature. Yeah, you can also use the recommendations, but these are like at the entry. These are some recommendations to get into the position to move to Azure. That means operating system, maybe database version upgrade, or NetWeaver, and so on. And you get also the link to the subnodes based on sub-applications on Azure and sub-HANA on Azure. So this is quite thing. Unicode is done here for this application, but all the rest needs to be prepared somehow. But I believe the most important thing is here. That's quite good. You can do a lot of settings. You can look at the result of the settings, maybe the subs. You need more than 1,000. You need a lot of subs. So this is always in the same second you see the results, how this is going to be as pricing on a subscription model. Yeah, I believe that's the one which is really important and really new, and we are glad to have it, because I cannot remember to have had some opportunities like this. And even all of this data can be used for the next steps, which is quite good. This is nothing which is to be put into some documentation, and you need to set up the next steps quite from scratch. You can use everything which is in here for the next steps, going to an Azure cloud, or preparing the transformation, or make both in one go. So that's from my side, with the Azure part as the last and the most important part. I hope time is okay so far. So
yeah,
thank you.
Give back to you, Marcos.
Yeah, thanks, Thomas. And this is really great stuff you have presented and demoed here. And I think it's very important to know, normally you need days or weeks to collect all this data out of your SAP landscape. And if you do this with the S&P Crystal Bridge assessment, we will send you a small ABAP program, and you run this small ABAP program overnight in your SAP landscape, and then you can upload it to the Crystal Bridge, and then you get exactly the data without any extra work Thomas has presented in the last 45 or 30 minutes. Now, this is really great, and if you want to know more about this, please go directly to your T-Systems account manager. He can help you, and we can give you a detailed overview also about the value for your SAP landscape. Does it really make sense to implement Crystal Bridge? We use it definitely we use it definitely for our roadmap consulting. So when we have the discussion with the customer, we have all the data, or with you, we have all the data Thomas showed, usage of data. We have the relevant data to make a decision, go to the cloud or do not go to the cloud. We have the data to make the decision, is a greenfield approach the best, or is a bluefield approach the right way, how you want to go to S4HANA. Everything you want to do, as I said, even merge, split, or move or harmonize of your existing landscape, everything is based on these facts Thomas presented. And it's so easy to get this. It's so quick to make a decision and to start the next steps in your S4HANA or SAP on Azure migration. Yeah, that's it for now. And thanks a lot for listening. And Daniela, I think now we are ready for the questions.